I'm here representing Business and Professional Women of Iowa. I am serving this year as the state president. And of course, this is Waterloo is my own local organization. So I'm exceedingly proud of them, and I wouldn't have missed the opportunity to be here. Thank you, Maureen, for your words. I know we have met once, and we need to get back together and do some work together. I think in conjunction, we can make a lot more powerful statements than we can singly. So I think that is something I know I need to work on with you. So that we'll be looking forward to that. But I will be referencing, just for your knowledge, the She Matters report, because I think that's vital. I know a lot of the locals have had me come and speak to them about it, and I continually pound on this particular issue because there's tremendous information in this report. And it is available for free download on the Iowa Women's Leadership Project website. So it is available, and statistics are phenomenal. Also, there's If She Matters, what can you do in your own community, which is the follow-up to the She Matters report, and helps people understand what they might do in their own community to develop programs and help through these processes and increase opportunities in those areas that are so vital for women. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the Equal Pay Day and today. One question that I wonder today is how many women will work from January 1st, 2013 till today to make what a man made in the year 2012. And of course, I don't know that we know exactly that number, but we know it's a great number. It's a large number. But this is average. This is the average, how average many women do this. What my concern is that there are people who are going to have to work longer. We know that African American women and Latino women are going to have to work longer than today. And that just doesn't seem fair. It's estimated by the Institute for Women's Policy Research that it will take another 45 years for women to catch up with men. I'll be 100. My daughter will be 74. That's unacceptable. That's just unacceptable. Particularly since 1963 to that point in time is going to be like 100, close to 100 years, if my math is right. So I just think that that's something that we have to work harder at. We have to be consciously consistent at. And I think we do have some ways that we can make some progress. And I will talk a little bit about those. But I want to look closer to home. Our statistics were nationally, but I want to look at what Iowa's statistics are, because this is where we live. This is where our daughters grow up. This is where our sons grow up. And I think it's important that we look at these statistics. We are as females, 50.49% of the population. So we're slightly more than half. Why are we making only 3/4 of the amount? That seems odd to me. The median age of women in Iowa is 39.5 years of age. I'm not going to bore you with a lot of statistics, but being the financial person I am, I can't help a few of them, so bear with me. 80% of women between the ages of 16 and 64 are in the labor force in Iowa. Now, think about that. 80% of those women who are 16 to 64 are in the labor force, and they are making up the women who are making less than men. So that's a pretty phenomenal number, I think, if you think about those numbers together. And that's as of the She Matters report in I think that was done in 2010. The statistics came from 2010, and it was published in 2011. We work for approximately, or the average woman works for about 79% of men's income. Now, if we look at that average for men is $43,872 a year. For women, it's $34,534 a year. And here's where my mathematical stuff comes in. Sorry, you just have to bear with me for a second. That's $9,300, a little over $9,300 a year difference in pay. Not far from $10,000, which has always seemed like a lot of money to me. That's $778 a month. Pretty substantial on a monthly basis. Now, let's take a look at what $778 a month would provide for a female head of household. An entire month of rent for 12 months in a nicer apartment, leaving more dollars available for food, clothing, childcare, school supplies, extracurricular activities for the children, shoes, medical care, saving for retirement, and a better standard of living. That one little change, that 24 cents, 23 cents, can make that big of a difference for a woman who is struggling at this point in time. Now, let's think about, for those of us who don't have to struggle, how does that benefit us? Well, fewer individuals on Medicaid, fewer individuals on food stamps, higher tax revenue for the state and the federal government. Wow, they're always wanting that. Higher Social Security income at retirement, higher retirement savings, and a higher standard of living. Bad for us? I don't think so. Bad for the average woman who's making less? I don't think so. I think it's fair. And it's a win-win for everybody involved. The issues of concern that were voiced in the She Matters report, they listed the top 10 things that women needed to think about to move ahead in the economy. More women in science, math, engineering, and technology fields. All women in Iowa with access to health care. I've got a news flash for you. We have not fixed this issue. This issue has gotten worse. All women and their families are above the poverty line. Women in Iowa no longer experience sexual violence. More women elected to office and serving as public officials. 50% or more businesses owned by women in Iowa. Iowa women have access to safe and affordable housing. Iowa's aging women are healthy and independent. Iowa women and girls are diverted from incarceration. And every one of these issues would be improved with that 23 additional cents of every dollar that a man makes. Every one of those issues would be helped by this. But how's that going to happen? Which political party is going to fix this? Another newsflash, they both had the opportunity. Neither of them have done it. It's going to be up to us. It's not going to be up to, we cannot sit back and wait for the legislature to do this. Now, should they get an active involvement? Absolutely. Should we push them to do that? Absolutely. They work for us. However, I think there are some things that we can do too. We can demand legislation. We can demand justice. We can expect employers to fix it. We can expect men to fix it. We've got to fix it. We've got to start young and fix it. It starts at home, teaching children, both male and female, about the values of women and how to treat each other. It starts at home, teaching our husbands the values that we provide. Believe me, mine hasn't. He may not admit it, but he's got a pretty good clue. It starts at home with us. And I go back because I'm so proud of this country. And we've got a long ways to go, but I'm very proud of this country, and I'm very proud of the founders of this country. And not many times do we hear about the women behind them, but they were whispering in the ears. And I think that is vital, and we've got to continue to do that. And we've got to whisper a bit louder, because it's time. It starts at home, living the values that we want to teach our young girls and our young men. That's important. It starts at home, teaching our daughters negotiation skills. Women aren't always great negotiators. We're going to fix that at our annual meeting because we have a whole workshop on negotiation skills by a phenomenal negotiator. And I think that is important. We have to help teach people how to be better negotiators because it can make a big difference in getting a job, in getting a promotion, in getting a raise. It starts at home teaching them skills, the skills that are life skills that we need to move forward and to take our place. We don't have to step back. We get to step forward. There's nothing to be ashamed of. And it starts at school, teaching our teachers what the statistics are. Do the teachers really understand what's in this report? I don't know if they do. Starts in Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts and 4-H. It starts with boys like Mason sitting there. It starts with little girls sitting there. To understand their value, understand their worth, and to work hard to get what they deserve. And they can do it. I know they can. It starts at work, teaching our coworkers about these statistics. They're busy with their lives. They're not thinking about these things. If you think about these things, they bother you. They bother me sometimes when I'm sitting at home wishing I could read a good book, and I'm thinking about things like this, that things aren't fair. It starts at work teaching skills to those coworkers. It starts at work teaching the statistics. It teaches the ramifications to them and their families. If they don't understand how this, you can hear, well, women make 77 cents of every dollar. Does that really come across to them as real? But if you think about how that affects your family, oh wow, I don't want my daughter to grow up and only make 77 cents. I want her to be treated equally. I want my grandson to grow up to treat women equally and fairly. I want to teach him that. We all have to understand that each and every one of us must be the teachers. If we know, we do better. It's when we don't know that we don't do better. And I think every one of us can do that in a conscientious effort to make a difference. I believe we can cut that 45 years in half, which is still, maybe we can cut it in a fourth, I don't know. But we can cut it when we start with these young kids that are our next generation, and we think about how to get them to think like we want to think, how we know we need to think. And if they can start that young and not ignore it and have to learn it a little bit later on, everybody's ahead of the game. So we have to start right here, right now. It's never too early, but it could be too late.